just about ready to get underway here at the Superdome at Homebush. The gold medal game for women's wheelchair basketball. Australia versus Canada. And for the Australian girls, this is their chance at destiny. Undefeated through this tournament so far. Never before in Paralympic competition have they won a medal. And now they are going for gold, but they are going for gold against a team that has not tasted defeat in any level of wheelchair basketball since 1992. The Canadian team, 2 times gold medalists, and Mark Walker. It's going to be a challenging contest for the Australians, but a chance to create some history.
Yes, Damien, very challenging. Here's a tip-off. Australia comes up with the ball.
With it now, Julianne Adams. Canada mounting the defensive pressure early. They're in an extended man-to-man defence. Ball back with Paula Coughlin. Over to Liesl Tesch. Great pass into Julianne Adams. Back to Tesch. The shot can't find the basket.
Benoit pushes that ball forward and an easy 2.
Tracy Ferguson it is for Canada. Gets the Canadians on the scoreboard. We watch again on replay. A good fast break. And that is something the Australians will have to prevent.
Benoit, a very strong player. She will just push the ball relentlessly. Foul
from behind on Liesl Tesch. Ball will come back to Australia. Coach Peter Core there, very excited after their semi-final victory over Japan and eager to see his team take the gold medal from this contest. And Mayo unsuccessful with the shot off the glass that time. Once again, the Australians come up without a score. Mark, one of the things the Australians will need to do is improve on their shooting percentage. Just 30.8% for the tournament so far. And the Canadians shooting at a 38% clip.
Yeah, good 9% down on the Canadians, the Australians, although the foul shooting percentages, and foul shooting become an important factor in this game later on.
Liesl Tesch advancing the ball, had a wonderful tournament for the Australians. Great defence up the other end of the floor there to come up with the steal. We can see early that the Canadians are very, very aggressive on defence. Lob pass went inside to Paula Coughlin. And Canada coming up with their second team foul early.
Great ball movement by the Australians, already putting the Canadians under pressure. Australia have a far more balanced scoring unit than they were 4 years ago, and we'll be looking for a big game from Paula. She's went down a little bit on form.
First shot is good, and the Australians are on the scoreboard in the gold medal game. And a relieving smile there from Paula. Deep breath. Second is good as well. Fine free throw shooting from Paula Coughlin.
Great start by Paula Coughlin. That will give her plenty of confidence going into the rest of the game.
Benoit, the bounce pass goes off to Petanici. Shot just rings out. And the ball will go back to the Australian Gliders. Undefeated through this competition so far, beating the Netherlands, Great Britain and USA in their round games before a comfortable 12-point victory over Japan 2 nights ago in the semi-finals. Tesch probes with the ball. She's double teamed. Now it's Coughlin. Back out to Adams at the point. The lob pass into Tesch was wonderfully weighted. Unfortunately, Tesch couldn't convert the shot.
Radke pushing the ball down the floor now. She's been substituted into the starting lineup for Del Cole. So it's an interesting move by Tim Frick, the coach, already. Just trying to unbalance the Australians. Look for a big game from number 9 from Canada, Chantal Benoit. She's been the outstanding wheelchair basketballer in women's wheelchair basketball for the last 10 years.
No spring chicken, Benoit, 40 years of age, her 5th Paralympic Games.
Oh, she's a very tough player, Damien. She would compete quite well in the men's league.
Tracy Ferguson from Canada attempts the three-pointer. Back come the Australians. It's Tesh. Quick pass into Coughlin. Back to Tesh. That's good ball movement. Now it's with Amanda Carter.
Great ball movement. I really like seeing the Australians push the ball down the floor.
Carter from the perimeter. It's a wonderfully weighted shot and finds the bottom of the net. Australia takes the lead, 4 points to 2.
They look very focused, the Australians. There's Amanda setting herself, and there's no finer 15-foot shooter in the game of wheelchair basketball than Amanda Carter.
Shot was long by Radke. Ball will come back to the Australians once more. A chance to extend this lead. Mark, what kind of a record have the Australian Gliders against this Canadian team in recent years?
Early on in the piece, they found it very difficult to get within 20 points of the team, but this year they've actually beaten Canada twice in a test series here. And so the gap is closing on the Canadians.
Turnover that time from the Australians, succumbing to the full court pressure from Canada. And we saw in the semi-final game the Canadians up against the Dutch and put on that full court pressure in the second half. Went on a 26-2 scoring run to have a convincing victory after trailing by 2 at half-time. The Canadians go in and score once more. This time it's Marnie Abbott.
Yeah, Canada found themselves in trouble in that semi-final lead-up. They were down a good 14 points, and then the Netherlands went on a 20-minute scoring drought.
Coughlin loses control once more on the fast break. Just see the manoeuvring of these wheelchairs.
Players are constantly trying to set backcourt interference as you're coming down the floor to gain a numbers advantage. You see it's a tactic used quite often in wheelchair basketball.
Travel called that time on Marnie Abbott.
3 pushes of the wheelchair, that's illegal in wheelchair basketball. 2 pushes and you must bounce the ball. Bit of extended pressure here from Canada.
Nice pass from Tesh, finds Adams. A few dribbles of the ball, she decides to hold off the attack. See if we can set something up here. Tesh quickly into Coughlin. Oh, the shot goes in and out. Frustration for Paula Coughlin. And back come the Canadians.
Ferguson to Radke. Benoit now looking to penetrate Australia's defence.
Field goals early. You see there Australia just 1 of 5 at 20%. And while they have had an excellent tournament and are undefeated up until now, it is the field goal shooting percentage that has probably let them down in some games.
And in wheelchair basketball, the chair is part of the body, so any contact with the chair will be deemed as a foul.
Benoit gets the friendly roll. 2 more for Canada.
Australians are going to have to jump early on that because Benoit is a bit of a rhythm player. She a bit of a streak shooter. She likes to attack the basket early.
More of the full court defence. Alison Mosley fresh on the court. Gives it off to Liesl Tesh. We've had a foul on the play. And I think it'll be against Chantal Benoit. Maybe her second personal foul. So that could be a little bit of a concern for the Canadians.
Liesl looking very relaxed at the moment too. That's good news for the Australians. Last time in an important final, Liesl was a little bit apprehensive, a little bit negative with her play. Turnover there. Benoit comes up with the ball. Look to her to Canada will be looking to her to push that basketball. She's an excellent transition player, and as I said, one of the toughest players in the women's wheelchair basketball game.
Perimeter shot that time from Ferguson. It's with Tesh now. Double teamed in the backcourt, looking to relieve the pressure. Carter now. Gets it off to Adams. They really are frustrating the Australian attack at the moment. Aggressive Canadian defence. Tesh tries to fight her way through. Retreats again. Carter from distance. Nothing but net. Ties the scores at 6-all.
And Amanda Carter means business out there. Beautiful outside shot. And she buries that one.
Extremely valuable player to this Australian gliders team, Amanda Carter.
Strong defence by both teams at the moment. The rotations are great. Must get to that lady though, Chantal Benoit.
Still that time by Tesh. Cannot chase the ball down.
Great hands, Lisa. She's really focused at the moment.
Just wonderful statistics on the tournament so far. Lead scoring for the Australians, 13.3 per game. 12.5 rebounds per game and 5.5 assists to go with that as well. Very impressive statistics. Benoit looks to put the moves on. Bit of space now. Shoots from distance, plenty of arc in the shot. And there has been some impressive perimeter shooting early. And the teams have been forced to the perimeter because the interior defence is so aggressive for both teams.
Yes, it's been an amazing tournament up to now.
Quick reply from the Australians. They tie the score once more at 8-all. Just under 13 minutes to play in the first half. And we've had a bit of a bingle in back play. And the play will stop as Laura Radke is assisted back into her chair. Watch again that quick transition from the Australians. Liesl Tesh, big smile from the lady with the fluorescent green mane.
Great job by Liesl there under plenty of pressure. It's so important that Australia hits these easy shots. It's been a flood or a drought here at the tournament so far this week, with teams going on big runs and then unable to find the basket for extended periods of time.
3-point shot short, comes off hands, and it will go back to the gliders. Huge crowd in here at the Superdome tonight. The basketball has been well supported throughout the tournament. This is possibly the biggest crowd that we've seen. Almost 20,000 people here, and we've had a foul off the ball, a blocking foul on the Australian Amanda Carter.
Yeah, she must hold those picks. The referees are very quick to pick up any player moving. And you can see Amanda there, just didn't hold it long enough on the screen.
Tim Frick, the Canadian coach, quite relaxed, just a couple of instructions.
Yeah, very relaxed, the Canadians. If it's not broken, don't try and fix it.
Well, it's certainly not broken at the moment, and the partisan Canadian crowd there decked out in their maple leaf flags, enjoying the hospitality here offered by Sydney at the Paralympic Games. Tremendous tournament, as you would expect. Australian support in abundance as well for the home team. They would dearly love to win the gold medal, the Australian gliders. But either way, they will be recording their best result ever in Paralympic competition. And will be on the dais. Question remains whether it will be gold or silver.
Canada's still in that full court press.
Foul that time in the backcourt. Defender is Petanici. Her first personal foul. And the Canadians in the bonus. So Julianne Adams will advance to the free throw line. 2 free throws.
Having a great tournament, Julianne Adams. Coming in, averaging 4 points per game. And in a low-scoring tournament, every point's so valuable.
Off target that time from the free throw line. Great pressure from Liesl Tesch, almost forces the turnover. Australians extending their defence, but they'll have to get back and regroup now. Canada have been quite deadly in the broken court play, and this lady, Tracy Ferguson, has been one of the main perpetrators. Squeezes up a quick shot then. Rebound comes down to the Canadians, and we've had a foul as well. We had insult to injury, that time against Romeo. Ferguson once more. Just drifting along the top of the key there.
Canada having the luxury of resting Benoit at the moment. It's a great luxury to have as a coach.
Desperation pass was well weighted to Del Cole. And Renee Del Cole converts the basket, extends the Canadian lead to 9 points, 20 points to 11.
Here's the bread and butter shot for Del Cole. She loves working the low post area.
Tesh underneath. Quick pass from Mosley, unsuccessful with the shot. And the scoring drought continues for the Australians.
It's really been the story of the tournament this week. It's either the flood or the drought. Let's hope the girls can pull themselves together. Canada showing great patience.
Shot clock down to 5 seconds. Ferguson will have to attempt a three-pointer. That's why Julianne Adams does well with the rebound. Dishes off to Tesh.
Learned today that the shot clock rule is going down to 24 seconds in line with the able-bods, and 8 seconds to get the ball over the halfway line.
Certainly going to add some more excitement to this brand of basketball.
I think you'll see more full court pressure defenses. Old style basketball, as I call it, back pre-94. It was 5 seconds in the key, and you used to just stack your team with the biggest guys possible and pick like crazy, sit them in the middle, and make that lob pass in. But the game's certainly changed in the last 4 years. For the better, I might add, too. It's far more spectacular now.
Mosley off target with both free throws again, so it's not only the field goal percentage that is hurting the Australian Gliders at the moment, it is also their efficiency from the free throw line. Getting some good looks at the basket, but just cannot convert. Shot partially blocked that time, it'll come back to Australia. Familiar face in the crowd. Olympic legend Dawn Fraser. Played a key role in supporting Australian national teams at both the Olympic Games and the Paralympics over the last month or so.
Coach Kaur questioning a few decisions there, or asking about the 3 seconds, one would feel. Renee seems to be camping a little bit in that key at the moment.
Pass to Jane Webb that time from Lisa O'Nien, had too much on it. Another turnover against the Australian team. They led 9 points to 8 at one stage, Australia. Since that time, there's been a 12-2 run to Canada. And a chance to extend that. They do indeed. O'Hama it is, converting the easy layup. The margin extends to 11.
And Webb finding herself on the wrong side of O'Hama on that occasion. Australia have their best defensive unit in at the moment. Coach Kaur must be concerned about it. Webb and O'Nien, excellent defensive players.
Foul that time off the ball. Laurie Radke, the offender, will send Liesl Tesch to the free throw line. And a very important period of play here for the Australians. They will not want this score to blow out too much more before half-time. And there is a tendency in big matches when you do get behind to start going to some desperation play, and the whole plot starts falling apart.
Yes, in this situation, you can just leave yourself so open defensively, trying to put pressure on the ball. Liesl needs just to relax a little bit here and get a roll starting for the Australians. That will certainly help, brings the margin back to 10.
At last, the Australian flags have something to wave about. Troy Sachs there, star player with the Australian Rollers, the men's wheelchair team, who will play off for 5th and 6th spot. Jane Webb comes up with the rebound, is fouled, doesn't really appreciate it.
Oh, be careful, Jane, be careful. That little foot plate could have got you.
A little bit of banging a wheelchair. Watch again on replay. Nice rebound from Webb, and an aggressive challenge from behind by Tracy Ferguson. Webb didn't like it.
Jane Webb would have to be one of the most aggressive players in the Australian team, and hopefully that may rattle the Canadians a little bit.
Nothing but net from Jane Webb.
Reminds me a little bit of one of your ex-Sydney King teammates, Damien.
Would that be Tim Morrissey you're talking about?
Just a little bit of the Tim Morrissey there, the niggle.
Very, very valuable player to have on your team. We've had a foul off the play. It's on Donna Ritchie. Smart play by the experienced Ritchie. She was caught underneath guarding Laurie Radke, 4.5 class point player, and had Radke not been fouled on that occasion, probably would have been a straightforward 2 points to Canada. Instead, they resume play from the back of the floor. Omaha, guarded by O'Nien. Australia forces the turnover that time.
Australia need to get some good looks at the basket now. We definitely need a basket this time down the floor, just to swing the momentum back our way.
Canadian coach Tim Frick has called for the timeout. Just wants to steady his players down, like to see them advance into the half with a comfortable lead. Canadians undefeated through the early rounds, playing Mexico, a 32-point win. Just a 10-point win over Germany. Trounced Japan by 17, and then overcame a 2-point deficit in the semi-finals against the Netherlands to run out 19-point winners, 42 points to 23.
Coach Core asking for more screens out there now. The Australian girls have been bailed up by the defence of Canada. The crowds have been fantastic, even in the preliminary games for teams out of the finals.
Let's go Aussie, the crowd starts chanting. They need to get some points on the board. Tesh with some space. Pass to Carter was sharp. And we've had a foul on that occasion. I think it might have been a charging foul.
Yes, a little bit more too aggressive on the screens there by the Australians. But coach's instructions, let's get some picks set. It's absolutely crucial that they hold the screen and not move.
The margin is 9 points. Ferguson almost extended it. Shot rimmed out. Lisa O'Nien with some aggression and another charging foul.
You'll notice on this play that Lisa turned in at the very end of the shot, and you just cannot turn in wheelchair basketball. Even if the defensive player is moving, it's a bit like the NBA where a player throws a hand out to fend off. It's called offensive initiation, and in the result, the foul called on the Australians. The foul line left unguarded again.
Man-to-man pressure from the Australians. Jane Webb defending that time on Ferguson. Canadians rotate the ball. Wild shot. Good rebound, however, by Benoit. And Ritchie's there underneath to come up with the rebound. Dishes off to Tesh, now with O'Nien. Under a minute to play in the first half. The Australians trail by 9. Webb thought about Carter weak side, decided no. Now O'Nien. Had a good look at the basket, just a little bit too hard off the rim. And Jane Webb comes in with an aggressive foul once more, this time on Benoit. Possibly an intentional play there by Jane Webb. 37 seconds left on the clock. Chantal Benoit will go to the free throw line now, and Australia will get another good scoring opportunity before the half. 5-time Paralympian, 40 years of age. And I guess, Mark, as they look through the history of wheelchair basketball players with women, this lady's name will be just about at the top of the pile.
Absolutely, Damien. She is the absolute Michael Jordan of women's wheelchair basketball. Or shall I say Cheryl Swoops.
Benoit extends the lead to 10 points now. She's going to be a big task for the Australians to get back in the second half of this match. Just got a little bit harder too. Canada coming up with the offensive rebound off the missed free throw.
Canada should hold now till around 5 seconds before they're looking for a shot.
Ferguson decides not to wait. Throws up a wild shot wide of the ring.
Pulled the trigger pretty early on that shot.
Still just 5 seconds left here before the halftime buzzer. Another wild hurl by Ferguson, and that will be half-time in the gold medal game of the Paralympic Games wheelchair basketball for women. The Australian team will go off to the change rooms to regroup. They need to get some more points on the board. There is the halftime score. It is Canada 23, Australia 13. Halftime statistics there. Canada 23, Australia 13, and the field goals, well, that's the story of the game. Australia just 4 of 18 at 22%, and Canada shooting much better, 10 of 27, 37%. Credit a lot of that to the Canadian pressure. They have been relentless in their full court pressure on the Australian team, and it has taken its toll. Top scorers in the match so far for the Canadians. Tracy Ferguson leads all scorers with 8 points. Benoit with 5. Ohama with 4. And for the Australians, Carter, Coughlin and Tesh with 4 apiece. The Australians will go to the left of your screen, the Canadians to the right as we commence the second half of the gold medal game. And straight away Canada come up with possession. Radke guarded by Coughlin. Tesh is there to take the interception. Just the start the Australians are after.
Del Cole picked out of the play there by Tesh. Look to see her come through the middle. Good rotations by the Canadians. And another inside shot goes astray for Australia. Bit of a worry for Coach Core at the moment.
Great teamwork by the Canadians. Some good passing and cutting. We saw Radke out of the play earlier. And now we'll advance to the free throw line.
Smart play by Radke there. Felt the contact. You could hear the smack and then up went the shot. That's the ability of the high point player to steady themselves. A low point player probably would have sprawled out over the baseline and comes up with the 2 baskets. Canada doing a great job extending the pressure on Liesl Tesh.
Coughlin steadies herself, looks for passing options.
I'd like to see some more picks off the ball for Liesl Tesh.
With Tesh now. Well, she just put too much on that dribble. Fortuitously, Katrowski couldn't keep the handle on the ball. And it will come back to the Australian gliders. It's hard to believe they led 9 points to 8 at one stage in that first half. It's been a 17-4 scoring run by Canadians. Romeo that time. Wild shot. Back comes Katrowski.
Yeah, it just didn't take enough time to steady herself. As I said, the low pointers needed a good 2-3 seconds to balance up before firing away. Canada showing great patience.
Well, Carter got a hand in. Fell back to the Canadians. Radke comes up with the rebound. She's causing plenty of havoc in the early stages of this second half. Canadians with the luxury of resting their star player, Chantal Benoit. But Katrowski and Del Cole certainly give them plenty of scoring and rebounding options. Well done, Carter. Keeps it into Coughlin. Foul that time by Petanici for Canada. First team foul for the Canadians in the second half. Just watching that manoeuvring again away from the ball before the ball's taken from the side.
Canada relentless with their press, and although giving up some foul shots, the press did take its toll on Australia in the first half. So important in wheelchair basketball, as in any basketball, that the players learn to use both sides of their body. It's really evident this week to me that just so many players cannot use the opposite side.
Coughlin did well to recover the ball. She's fouled from behind. It's good hustle. Once again, Tesh off target with that shot. And Lisa would love to get the hot shooting hand. It's probably what the Australians need here. They need someone to start leading the way with the scoring. Farrell into Coughlin. Can't get the friendly roll. Del Cole comes up with the ball. Back comes Canada. Quick transition by both teams. With Peters. Now Katrowski back to Peters. Nice offensive play. Marnie Peters couldn't get the shot to go and comes up with the foul on Coughlin.
Good aggressive rebound by Paula Coughlin there.
It's only early stages in this second half, but already the Gliders under some pressure. Just adding 1 point since half time. Tesh goes cross court. Carter. Well, she could be the scoring answer. 6th point of the match to lead Australia on the scoreboard. Amanda Carter.
Canada really putting the clamps on Lisa Tesh at the moment. She's virtually double teamed anytime she comes anywhere near the key. Australians have to step up their defence here.
Katrowski takes some time. I think we've had a 3-second violation. We have that time on Marnie Abbott down low for Canada. The turnover forced by the Australians. Can they reduce this margin back to single figures? Coughlin holds the ball high, dishes off to Tesh. Some good screening inside that time by Carter and Adams. Tesh fights her way through the crowd. Had another foul down low. This time I think it's Del Cole. Chantal Benoit back on the floor for Canada. Her and Del Cole. Plenty of attention to lose a Tesh down there. It's like a chess game. You move your piece this way, I move it that way. Now Tesh. Great pass. Farrell didn't have a lot of time. Gets the rebound. Good play. Tied up with a jump ball with Del Cole, but good play that time by Karen Farrell. Just a one-pointer in class points. And that's a big hombre to battle with down low.
Yes, Del Cole. She takes up a lot of space in the middle of that key. And smart tactics by the Canadians. I've used this one myself. You just guard everyone and you leave the one-pointer who hasn't got the same balance. The possession arrow should go back to the Australians.
No, in fact, it's Canada. So Karen Farrell tied up once more.
That's
one-point player.
One of the rules in wheelchair basketball, the possession arrow. The team that wins the tap is then in control of the ball, then the possession arrow goes to the opposition. So in the event of a jump ball or jump ball situation, and that possession arrow changes after each possession or each jump ball.
Julianne Adams on screen there, committed the personal foul.
Another rule also, when passing the ball in from the baseline there, no Canadian player can set up inside the key.
Del Cole comes up with the basket over the top of Liesl Tesch. Plenty of arm reach for Del Cole. Extends the lead to 12 points now.
And there's that bread and butter position for Del Cole. She would shoot literally thousands of shots in the course of a season during training and in games from that area.
Alison Mosley checks in. Give Paula Coughlin a rest. Played very well against Japan in the semi-final, Alison Mosley down low. But once again, this defence from Canada has forced her further away from the basket than the Australians would probably like in this match. Tesch goes into the crowd, is fouled. Can't get the shot to go, but will go to the free throw line.
Tim Frick wouldn't be unhappy with that foul. As I stated earlier, the little foot plate, pushing a player off balance, it's extremely hard to shoot once you get hit from left, right, behind.
Tesch just 1 of 10 from the field so far in this match, so you would have to think a player of Liesl Tesch's calibre, sooner or later in this match she's going to start getting things going at the attacking end for Australia. Makes the second free throw. The crowd shows their appreciation. Can they lift this Australian Gliders team to a comeback victory? At the moment, it looks unlikely.
Defensively, the Australians are dropping back, which is probably a smart move.
Benoit lobs to Del Cole.
Great hands by Alison Mosley, but there's Del Cole comes up with the ball and makes Australia pay for that costly error close to the basket.
Pay dearly, in fact. Watch again. Controls the ball so well with one hand. Tesch looks to create the fast break here. To race to the basket. Liesl Tesch steadies, converts the basket on the fast break. Well, we said sooner or later Liesl Tesch would lift. She has. She scored the last 3 points for the Australian team. Back in play, Tesch creates some space. Too much pace for Del Cole. The basket will count, and the foul was in the act of shooting, so Liesl Tesch a chance here to convert a 3-point play and narrow the margin back to 8 points.
Great job by the Australians there, isolating Tesch one-on-one against Del Cole.
Can't make the bonus. Liesl Tesch has reeled off 5 quick points for the Australians, and they're certainly edging their way back into this contest. Oh, have a look at that, Chantal Benoit.
And there's the class of Benoit, absolute champion.
Turnover again from the Australians. Benoit leads the charge down the floor. Glides across the key. Sizes up her options. Says, I'll do it myself from the free throw line. Go, Canada, go. Benoit has turned the face of this game once more. Australia narrowed the gap to 9 points just a few minutes ago. And it has been this lady, the 5-time Paralympian, Benoit, who has lifted them. Quick response that time from Australia. Sharon Slan on the fast break.
A great job by Sharon Slan there, running the right lane. Canada are very Liesl Tesh conscious at the moment, and as I said before, the Australian girls must start taking their shots.
Del Cole from the baseline. Just leans back in the chair, uses the reach to advantage. Nothing much the defence can do about that.
And butters the bread once more from that spot. She's certainly got that spot wrapped up.
Very efficient from the floor, the Canadians. Tesh in traffic. It's crowded there. And a travel is called. Dished it off to Donna Ritchie, but the basket won't count. Tesh spread eagled on the floor. Less than 8 minutes to play in the gold medal game. Sydney 2000 Paralympic Games.
2-on-1.
Ritchie sinks the basket. Excellent player. The 1.5 class points. And a veteran of this Australian team, a triple Paralympian.
Great pass by Jane Webb there, drawing Del Cole out to her, and the easy bounce pass and slip through for Donna Ritchie for the easy 2. Benoit controlling the ball again for Canada. They'll be just content to work it for 20 seconds and then look to eat up that clock, which has now become Australia's enemy.
Del Cole again. How many times have we seen that in this match? Wonderfully weighted lob pass. Just got past the outstretched fingers of Liesl Tesh. Tesh with time, dishes off to Romeo. Back to Tesh. Sizes up her options. Carter, the quick feed back to Adams. Tesh again. Wheels backwards, draws the defence. Who's free? Well, it was with Melissa Dunn. And the turnover was forced. Back come Canada. Excellent passing again. The basket will count. Radke underneath. Foul as well. The Canadian flags wave. 5s all round. And Laurie Radke may not have scored a lot of points in this match, but she has certainly played a dominant role in this Canadian effort.
Yeah, we made a hell of an impact on defence, and has really kept Liesl Tesh under wraps this half.
Converts the bonus. The margin extends now to 17 points, the biggest lead in the match to the Canadians. Tesh backtracks to Coughlin. Takes one from a fair distance out. Once again, it's unsuccessful. Ferguson with the ball. Goes cross court. Look at that passing by the Canadians. Eventually, it's Petanici tied up underneath.
Australia looking to get a little bit of respect here, try and draw that score line down a little bit. Tesh being closely guarded once again.
Trying to work off the screen there by Romeo. Looks like she's successfully drawn the foul on Ferguson. The ability to manoeuvre the chairs is just so important as well, isn't it?
Yes, whenever I start a training session, it's basically let's learn how to push the chair. I've known coaches over the years tell their players to get out, throw themselves on the floor, and then pull themselves back into the chair, because it's part of the game. You have to get back into it, get up as quickly as you possibly can.
Tesh makes the first. The second shot is long, however. Margin reduces to 16. Foul on Coughlin. No, in fact, it's been called a charge. Well, Laurie Radke that time charging into Paula Coughlin. She came off second best in more ways than one. 43 fouls in the match. Fairly rugged. Started as a defensive struggle. Tesh from distance. Follows up the miss. Tries the reverse shot. Gets barreled again.
Yeah, wheelchair basketball's unusual in that a lot of players don't actually come into the game until their late teens, early 20s, especially accident victims. And it's not a case of just, well, I'm going to be a great wheelchair basketballer now. A lot of players come in without any sort of base to their game, not having played many ball sports. And it really does take a good 5 to 8 years to really get that shooting base and just be comfortable with the sport in itself.
Watch Liesl Tesh at the free throw line. Exactly the same routine before every shot.
Champion Benoit with the ball. Benoit and Del Cole have made an incredible impact on this game today. Been a 1-2 punch that's really hurt Australia.
Foul down low, that time Paula Coughlin reaching in with the hand, and you saw the patience the Canadians exercised in attack that time. They can afford for the clock to tick down. And Marnie Peters now will travel to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Both coaches making sure that every player hits the floor in this gold medal women's final.
Excellent shooting from Marnie Peters. Canadians are excited about that. And there were high hopes that the Australian Gliders could match that performance of the men 4 years ago against this tough Canadian team as Tesh launches a three-pointer. Benoit comes up with the rebound. Takes on the Australian defence and draws the foul. Great sportsmanship between Benoit and Tesh there.
Tesh picking up her 4th foul. And the youngster, Melissa Dunn, replacing Liesl Tesh. A little bit down today, but she still has a silver medal to take home with her.
It's better than bronze and it's better than nothing. Chantal Benoit. She's seen plenty of gold in her time. About to become a triple gold medalist. As too are a number of her teammates. They have dominated women's wheelchair basketball throughout the 90s, and they will start the millennium with another gold around their necks. And they're finishing in style, the Canadians. Benoit, that time, goes sprawling out of her chair. Very aggressive challenge.
Very fiery player, Chantal. A little bit more relaxed than I've ever seen her, actually, today. Far more team-orientated in the last 4 years also. She used to be very individual, but this team has really matured as a team.
The Australians threatened early in the second half. They got the lead back to 9 points, and then it was this lady, Chantal Benoit. The crowd will count down the clock. Tracy Ferguson holds up the one finger. The coaches hug each other, and the Canadian national team celebrates. The gold medal is theirs. A polished performance and too dominant for a very, very game Australian Gliders outfit that has done so well throughout this tournament.